This is the Fanatec compatible V3 Sequential Shifter from Oktane Designs. And over the last 2 months, I've been putting it through its paces out on track to see how it fares in even the most intense of rookie races and iracing, as well as anything else I could throw at it. So, what do I actually think of the V3 Sequential, and would I recommend this to any of you watching? Disclaimer in description. But before then, what actually makes the Oktane V3 Sequential Shifter different from anything else out on the market? And who even are Oktane Designs? Well, to answer the latter quickly, Oktane Designs is actually a massive, truly monumental sized team of one person. Vern. Everything he releases is hand-built in Ohio, with the majority of his latest builds being comprised of 6061 T6 aluminium. No clue either, but from my limited research, just know that it's good quality. Laser cut to fit the construction of the shifter. Coming in at $349 for the fully hand-assembled model, the shifter is already a pretty good deal considering what you get. But wait, as of recent, Vern has also released a DIY kit for significantly less being $229. Though you would need a soldering iron and other bits and bobs, this is definitely shaped out to be one of the best bang for the buck solutions out there. The V3 Sequential not only has a fantastic build with its aforementioned laser-cut aluminium, but thanks to its thought-out construction, it also has adjustable throw and tension using these 4 pre-lasered holes in the arms. The default position is all the way at the top, giving you its heaviest force, weighed in at 6.8 kilos, as well as the shortest travel. And as you lower the hinge point, the force required to actuate the shifter lowers, and the travel greatly increases. To the point that if I wanted to, I could theoretically use this as a two-way handbrake at its weakest setting. All of this is also thanks to its singular neodymium magnet, which not only means that there'll be less performance degradation over time, but as you'll see later, also provides a very satisfying actuation. Turning around to the back, you'll find the RJ12 connector that not only allows you to connect this directly to a Fanatec wheelbase for console compatibility, but also allows you to connect it to either Fanatec's USB adapter or one that Oktane Designs now makes. Either option allows you to connect the V3 Sequential directly to your PC, so if you intend on slamming this shifter with a non-Fanatec wheelbase, you'll be able to do so. Not to mention that Fanatec are going through their own battles at the moment. See my first video for more details. But before I get on to how it drives out on track, stage, or out on the road, let's see how its packaging and mounting are. For the price you pay, you'd hope that it would arrive in one piece, right? Well, while the V3 Sequential Shifter's box is entirely unassuming with a completely white outer shell and some pretty promising packaging as you'll see in a moment. Upon opening its outer box, you're immediately greeted with a few really nice and cute holographic and shiny stickers, a business card, as well as what you actually came for, the actual shifter itself, RJ12 cable for both connecting the V3 Sequential to either its included USB box, if you order the USB version, or to a Fanatec wheelbase, and finally all the mounting hardware you'll need. Now, this shifter was definitely intended for mounting directly to a profile rig, as Vern includes these T-slot nuts in the box, as well as its mounting pattern being too short to mount to a regular shifter plate. That is, if you choose to ignore the fact that Vern also sells these mounting plates on his website, allowing the use of his shifters on pretty much any rig with a pre-drilled shifter plate. Mounting is relatively simple, I'd have to imagine, on profile rigs, as everything is included in the box. The real challenge, at least for me, came when actually mounting, when What? You said it wasn't supposed to mount on here. Okay, so it turns out that with a bit of out-of-the-box thinking, it's relatively simple to mount this little guy to your rig. One thing I also took full advantage of was its curved mounting slots on both the front and back, meaning you really can customize the angle and position not only on profile rigs, but on regular setups as well. But overall, Oktane Designs really have impressed me with their nice and thoughtful packaging, and as you'll see in a moment, they definitely haven't under-delivered on their driving experience. But before we shift our focus on how the V3 Sequential is out on track, how about you clutch that subscribe button for me? It helps out a bunch with the algorithm and pushes me to create more reviews and content on Simpulse. Thank you. So, how does it actually drive out on circuit? Well, for starters, it's incredibly solid. During my testing, I found that at no point did I feel like there was any play, movement, or wobble, even on the toughest setting and in the most intense of races. This is mainly thanks to its yet again fantastic construction, as well as its pretty sturdy mounting. And actually, most of the movement you see in the video is actually from my rig, which is truly a testament to how solid this shifter is. As well as its solid mounting and construction, this shifter also benefits from its previously mentioned neodymium magnet, helping to provide a really nice and hefty actuation force, with the actuation of the shifter lever being more progressive rather than linear, as you might think. Actually, the feeling is surprisingly similar to my KZ shifter cart, with the only major difference being the lack of direct feedback from the gearbox itself, which I don't think any sim racing shifter will have for a little while. Never mind. I've trusted this shifter so much that I actually use it on a daily basis, and even on iRacing open lobbies. Massive praise from me. But with that being said, would I recommend the V3 Sequential Shifter from Oktane Designs? Well, I really have nothing but praise for this little guy. From its smooth actuation to hefty force, this is definitely a shifter I'll be using regularly on the rig. My only concern would be shipping costs and import duties, because as far as I'm aware, customs fees are not included in the store price. But if you're looking for one of, if not the best sequential shifters for a mid-range price, I'd say this is a no-brainer.